Hey, how's it going, you guys? This is petplatypus here, and it's time to review One Piece, episode 670. I didn't review 669. It actually had a fair amount of story progression, but it wasn't like a wow, it wasn't really worth talking about too much. It was okay-ish. Decent episode, I guess. But this episode, though, whoa, like you see where their budget's been going, clearly. This episode had really solid animation throughout. It was actually very well paced, except for a couple of shots here and there, which I'll get into. And there was actually a really damn good amount of story progression to a certain extent. It starts off with Usopp's group, and you got Leo. And he takes the little Tabasco thing that he's gonna... It's kind of weird because I didn't talk about the last episode, but whatever. He takes his little fucking Tabasco thing, darts in, zooming around, but then Robin stops him, and we don't know why. But yeah, it cuts over to the Coliseum, and the Coliseum, dude. Burgess, no. Jesus, Burgess, with his fucking laugh, does this shockwave elbow, destroys this fighting fish, slams it into the audience. That looked really awesome. It was really badass. Then we get all the fighting fish attacking, and each person kind of defends themselves in a certain way, except for Rebecca. She gets hit by the fighting fish, gets knocked down, kind of a fail on her part. But then Sabo jumps up. He's got the fruit in sight. But then Burgess is like, no. And he's just like, hockey up. And he collides with his Dragon Claw. And it felt very reminiscent of when Luffy clashed with Chinjao. They used a similar lightning effect and the same sound effect. And they even had the music playing that was kind of similar. I think it was the same music that played right before Chinjao and Luffy clashed. But it was really cool, and it kind of makes sense since Sabo is playing the part of Lucy. It kind of makes sense to have a similar clash, you know? And he ends up destroying the fucking shockwave elbow. It like cracks, and the cracks are like red and shit. Animation was great there. Really cool artwork, like with the red cracking and everything. They didn't make the hockey glow red like they usually do before it turns black, but whatever. Yeah, that was really badass. All the Coliseum stuff was good. The part with Rebecca determined to attack and she goes in, but then it cuts away. They kind of stalled on her a little too long. You know, it was a little dragged out right there, but it's not too bad. We get the toy soldier, and Lao G shows up. And Lao G's just fucking hilarious. He's old dude. He's rickety as fuck. He can barely stand. He's doing the G's and shit. And what ends up happening, or would it be whichever direction? I think that direction, whatever. But yeah, he's punching the toy soldier around. Really hilarious shot where he does something real fast and swats away a fucking Tontada, but then it reverses and we see the slow-mo. Glasses so he can see it because he's an old man. Then he's like, okay, swat. That was funny as fuck. Yeah, we get a little bit of Kinemon. It's very clear that he's used his powers to disguise himself as Doflamingo, which is cool. In the manga, we just kind of see him wearing it at some point. It's just kind of like, oh, Kinemon must have disguised himself. But in the anime, they actually showed him do it, which I think is okay. I like when they expand that kind of stuff. Nothing super special, but it's nice to see. We get Zoro, Luffy, and fucking Pika, though. First of all, Gum Gum Balloon to block the fucking walls, then doing a storm, man, great additional scenes, because he didn't do a storm in the manga. Great additional scenes with Zoro and Luffy fighting him, really good. Again, the animation was good. And yeah, Zoro ends up deciding, I'm going to stay behind and fight this guy. We get a little bit of Frankie. Dudes just keep showing up to fight Frankie, man. Like, first it was just Senior Pink. Then it was Mach Vice. Then it was the Marines. Then it was fucking the Vice Admiral of the Marines. Now it's fucking Dellinger. Like, everyone's getting a piece of Frankie right now. And yeah, he's definitely not going to get out of this okay unless he fucking Joseph Joestar bails, but yeah. Just really cool episode. A lot of the action was really nice. I love seeing Luffy clash his regular punch with Pika's giant fist and it still shatters. Like I said, the Dragon Claw clash with the Shockwave elbow was badass. Really great action throughout. It was well paced, aside from a few slow parts here and there. No slower than usual, but since the episode actually did have quite nice pacing, they were noticeably slower. The story progression, the Coliseum fight's moving along nicely. The stuff in the lift with the toy soldier and his group, that moved on a little bit. Pika and all that. The Pika fight has progressed. Now Zoro's going to stay behind to fight him while Luffy and Violet go on ahead. And the Tontada stuff, not really. Not Tontada, well yeah, Tontada, but Usopp's group, because they're Tontada with the toy soldier also. That didn't progress too much, you know, oh, I forgot, Trable, no! Trable sees a fly buzzing around and he's just like, sticky. Boom! Blows this thing away. Overkill. Pinpoint accuracy on this little fly. Trable's no bitch. You clearly don't fuck with Trable, and Usopp is very fucking scared right now. And it's kind of justifiable. I mean, a lot of the complaints with Usopp in this arc have been that, you know, he's way too cowardly, but I kind of realized something with his character in this arc. When it came to, like, Fishman Island and he wasn't that scared, I think he knew he could beat the Fishman pirates. I think he knew he could beat the guys he was up against, you know, talking about how he had experience from Alabasta and stuff. And even in Punk Hazard, again, when he has that speech in front of all of those Caesar Clown henchmen about, you know, don't underestimate Luffy, he hates Caesar Clown, he'll take him down, and all that stuff, he's not running away. He has that brave speech in front of all these guys, but I think it's because he knows he can win. But with the Tontada, first of all, he doesn't really care about him that much. And he's up against Doflamingo, who's someone he knows he can't beat, and Trable. So I think that's why Usopp is scared and why he wasn't scared before. Because people said his character regressed. I don't think he regressed. I just think he's more confident against people he knows he can defeat. He's more confident against fodder-type characters, weaker, you know, people. He can be like, yeah, I got this. I can take these guys out. The big dogs, though, he's still scared of. So I've kind of figured out what Oda was doing with Usopp's character. I still think he acts a little too cowardly, but, you know. Anyways, review might be too long. I don't know. I'm gushing about this episode. It's the best episode we've had in a while. They were clearly putting more budget towards this episode. Hopefully they can bring a few more episodes like this out for, you know, the really good material. But yeah, this was a great episode, so I'll give it a great rating, which I believe is 8.5. I don't know. I don't even know my own ratings. I just give it a number and I slap a word next to it. Because I really don't care about number ratings that much, but people like number ratings, so I mean, I'll do it. 8.5. Great episode of One Piece. So that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about for this episode. I don't think there was anything else. No, that's pretty much it. So, thanks for watching this video. Tell me what you guys thought of this episode of One Piece in the comments below. Follow me on Instagram, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.